Welcome, Middlers, to the Medium in the Middle podcast. My name is Stephanie, and I take you on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual exploration. I am a Reiki master teacher, a spiritual and business mentor, and of course, a psychic medium. And I am here to share my story and help you tap into your extraordinary abilities. Join me every Wednesday as we dive into the realms of intuition, energy healing, and all things mystical. Whether you're a seasoned spiritual seeker or just dipping your toes into the magical waters, this podcast is your go-to source for inspiration, guidance, and a whole lot of lessons and laughter along the way. Let's get started. Hello, Middlers. Welcome to episode 212. My name is Stephanie. I am the medium in the middle. And I think I'll know when I edit, but I think I just fixed the intro. Thank you to one of my mentees who told me how to fix that. So my intro voice was always louder, and then when I turned on the mic, it made my voice seem so much more quiet, and I was always just like, I don't know how to fix it. I'm doing my best. But she told me how to fix it, and I think I just fixed it. So, this is amazing. This is also why we do mentorship, because when someone else is like, hey, you can fix this, you're like, oh my God, thanks. So when someone gives me a tip back, I'm like, hell yes, thank you. Speaking of mentorship, there's still 2 spots left in my Spring Mentees in the middle. If you are looking for some extra help on your spiritual development journey and you want to work together for a 3-month period, if you want more information, I will leave it all down below for you there. But in this week's podcast episode, we are talking about an analogy that I like to use when I teach and present. And I don't know if I've ever brought it to the podcast. I have a vague memory that maybe I have talked about this. I don't think it has its own episode, but I think I've probably mentioned this before. But I was thinking about it, and you know what? We're going to talk about it again. For the next 2 weekends, I'm presenting at the Banff Wellness Retreat, and I was working on my presentations of what I'm teaching on. So this first weekend, I am teaching on spirit signs, which is essentially how to listen to the universe and how to understand signs from spirit. And I'm also teaching one of my favorite courses, how to manifest money. Woo! And then next weekend, if you're going to be seeing me at the retreat, I am teaching self-healing through the chakras. And I am also teaching how to support your energy using boundaries. All these workshops can also be found on my website. They are on sale there for only $33 Canadian. So if you are looking for some courses, I do have some courses on my website, but I present them live at retreats and in different events. So if you ever see me out doing things, that's what I'm teaching on. Some of my favorite things. So anyways, when I teach these things, I use certain analogies and I tell certain stories. So I wanted to bring that to the podcast to share it with you because I don't know, I like learning through analogies. I find it's helpful, and then you apply the analogy to the different things in your life. But I also know that everyone has a different learning style, so it just depends on what works best for you. I just posted a little reel on Instagram about listening to your intuition. Again, I feel like a broken record sometimes, just repeating things over and over again. But last night I was going to fall asleep, and I had like a big jug of water beside me, and I rolled over, and I was like gonna go to bed. I was like, good night, Archie, my dog. And I just got this thought like my water is going to fall. So my duvet is like close to my side table. And sometimes when I'm, rolling around in the middle of the night, my duvet can like hit. It's only happened once that it's hit something and fallen. So I went to go roll over to go to bed, and I just thought my water's going to fall. So I was like, oh, I don't want to roll over and move it. But I did. I got up and I was like, you don't also want to clean up a giant thing of water. So I got up, just moved it to the table. And I just went back to bed thinking, how easy is it to just listen to your intuition? Like, you think the water's going to move, just move it. Go back to bed. Be in peace. But what do? We wait till the water spills and then we say, I knew it. I knew it was going to spill. I knew I was right. And I've talked about this before on the podcast so many times. The peanut butter example is one where I had a client that knew the peanut butter was going to fall, And then when she was on her hands and knees cleaning up peanut butter and glass and the jar that went all over her kitchen, she was like, I knew it was going to fall. But it's like we want to punish ourselves. It's like we want to wait for the peanut butter or the water to spill everywhere so that when we're cleaning it up, we can say, I knew I was right, but I didn't listen. Anyways, I have a million podcast episodes about how to listen to your intuition, how to not spill the water. Today is not about that. Today we are talking a little bit about boundaries, a little bit about energy, a little bit about being mindful of what you can give, a little bit about saying yes and saying no, but it goes back to my favorite B word, that boundary word. But before we get into that, let's talk about the card pull for this week. So I went on Instagram, like I do every week, and had you guys vote for what card deck you wanted me to use, and you voted for the Colette Baron Reid Enchanted Map deck. And we pulled the card number 6, Mountain, and I don't think I've pulled this card before, but someone always tells me if I have. I also feel like I always say that. I haven't pulled this card before. I don't know why. I feel like I have an amnesia of cards that I've pulled. So card 6, Mountain. You have the capacity to flow around any obstacle. This is the time to adapt. Sometimes you'll come across what appears to be an insurmountable obstacle, like a huge mountain that separates you from your success. You might think that climbing it or chiseling away at it is the answer, but why take such a treacherous approach? Be like the rivers that flow around the mountains naturally. You'll move past this obstacle relatively quickly if you choose the easy way around it. This is the time to adapt to your circumstances. If you do decide to climb, remember to take one step at a time, opting for the next right action. I'm also going to read the reversed. There is an obstacle to your inquiry. This is not the time to move forward. Wait a while. Be patient, and a way around the mountain will be revealed. Pushing forward isn't your highest good. Don't try to climb too high to grasp the prize that seems out of reach, because it is, ... for now. If you exceed your limits, you'll find yourself tumbling down and you'll get hurt. Remain open to a new possibility rather than stubbornly forging ahead. Ooh, that was a good reversed meaning. So card number 6, Mountain. You have the capacity to flow around any obstacle. This is the time to adapt. Holy cow, was I feeling this energy with the eclipse. My world was crumbling. My to-do list was as long as, I don't even know. I just had so many things on my mind. It was this, it was that, it was taxes. Happy tax season. I roll. I was just like, is being a small business owner worth it? I just want to go back and work at McDonald's and collect a paycheck and go to H&R Block and just submit my taxes and life would be easy. And why do I do this? And it's like, you know what? Just sit down, spend a few hours organizing receipts, make a spreadsheet, and it's fine. Like it always ends up being fine. It just seems like a giant mountain in front of you until you're like, yo, I can climb, I can go around. I am a river. I am chill. I'll be happy when tax season is over, but that eclipse had me spiraling. Okay, do I have any other announcements before we jump into this episode? I think the only other thing I have to tell you is, I do. This weekend is the Mediumship Practice Circle. It is happening on April 13th. It will be the last Mediumship Practice Circle for a few months. I will try to bring them back in July, but May and June are really busy. I don't have any days I could fit one in. But these are just practice circles to practice your mediumship. If you are looking to practice your mediumship in a safe space with a stranger and still some direction, this is a great opportunity. And the only other announcement is that the May Reiki trainings are now out. So Reiki level 2 will be May 4th and 5th, and my next Reiki level 1 is May 11th and 12th. That one is Mother's Day weekend, so it's a nice gift Send your kids away and give yourself a weekend course. I always like to do a level 1 on Mother's Day so that mothers can gift themselves the gift of self-healing. Your family still gets a bonus too, but this is for you. Okay, so the lesson that I like to give and the analogy that I like to use around your boundaries and energy, I like to talk about this to help people not feel bad. Because when we say yes, when we say no, there's always this, give and take. It's always a trade with the universe, and we always want the universe to have that fair exchange. So I always think about my energy as a pizza. So let's say my pizza has 7 slices of pizza, and let's say this pizza has to last me all week. So I have to eat 7 slices, 1 slice a day. That's my food for the week. That's my energy for the week. And I like to talk about this when I teach about boundaries because I will say, there's always someone who's going to be hungry. There's always going to be someone who sees you on Monday with that full pizza. They're like, hey, can I have some pizza? And you can maybe give them a slice, not thinking that on Sunday you're going to need that. And then on Wednesday, when you have 3 slices gone, and 3 slices left because you've already given 1 away, someone else is going to say, hi, I'm hungry. Could I have some of your pizza? Oh, you have pizza. Could I have some of that? There will always be someone asking for a slice of your pizza. And the pizza is a metaphor for your energy. But we have to remember that pizza has to feed you for the whole week. That pizza is your personal pizza for you to eat. That is your food rations. That is your energy for the whole week. If you eat your whole pizza on Monday, you're screwed for the rest of the week. If you give away your whole pizza on a Wednesday, you're screwed for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday until you get new pizza on Monday. But what happens is people have a full pizza and they give all their pizza away and they wonder why they're starving by Wednesday. And I'm sitting here trying to teach people that you cannot give away your pizza and then wonder why you're hungry. You cannot give away your pizza and then wonder why you have nothing left to eat. You cannot say yes, 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 and then wonder why you're exhausted, why you have too much on your plate, why you're canceling, why you're drowning, why you're burning out. Of course you're burning out. You gave away all your pizza. Of course you're hungry. You said yes to everyone who asked you for a slice of pizza. And I always think about that. I always think about how much pizza do I have to give? Of course I want to help people. Of course I want to share. Of course I want to feed the hungry. But I cannot feed the hungry before feeding myself. I cannot sink to help other people. That is not productive for anyone. So I was telling this story when I was presenting at the Banff Wellness Retreat. I forget if this was last year or the year before. And now that I'm saying this, I do think I've shared this on the podcast before. That's okay. We're talking about it again. Anyway, so I was telling this whole thing being like, you have a pizza. Think about every interaction as like giving away your energy. If someone's like, hey, I have a pepperoni pizza. You have a veggie pizza. Do you want to switch a slice for a slice? That's different than, the 8 people in the room all saying they're hungry and now you have no pizza left for yourself. Trade me. Oh, you actually have a cupcake? Okay, I'll trade you a pizza for a cupcake. Oh, you actually have pop? Okay, I'll trade you some pop for a slice of pizza. Fair trades. They're fine. It's when you feel taken advantage of. It's when you're saying yes when you mean to say no. It's when you give away your energy and then you have none left for yourself and you wonder why. It's when you feel bad that you're not sharing your pizza and then you have nothing left for yourself. So I'm telling all these stories. I'm teaching on boundaries. I'm teaching on energy. I'm teaching on how you have to be the one that controls your pizza. You have to be the one that either gives it away or you don't give it away or you save it to make sure you're not hungry. And I forget if the lady raised her hand and said this in front of the whole class or if she just came up and told me after my presentation. But regardless, this woman at the end of my class said, it's so funny that you use that pizza analogy because yesterday I ordered $90 worth of pizza. Now, $90 is a lot of pizza, so I'm guessing she at least ordered 5 pizzas. And let's say, there's 8 slices per pizza each. That's 40 slices of pizza. We will average. So this woman She said, last night I ordered and paid for $90 worth of pizza. And she said, and I didn't get one slice. And she was laughing because she's like, your analogy hits so home to me. She said, I ordered and paid for $90 worth of pizza and I did not get one slice. And my teacher hat was on because this was at the end of my presentation. So Mentor Steph said, and whose fault is that? And she just smiled. She said, it's mine. It's my fault that I didn't grab myself a few slices. I think she was buying for her like kids' hockey team, soccer team, something. She was like, it's my fault that I didn't grab a few slices before the kids went nuts. So, some kids maybe got 5 or 6 slices. She got 0. And it was just like she had this aha moment of being like, I bought $90 worth of pizza last night and I didn't get one slice. And I'm just realizing now that it's my fault because I didn't grab the pizza. You have to say no when people ask for some of your pizza, some of your energy, some of your time, some of your whatever it may be. Because then you can't be the one sitting there saying, oh, I'm exhausted. Oh, my schedule is too packed. Oh, I have no time. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I'm burning out. You said yes to 25 events this week. Who said yes to them? You did. Who went to 25 events? You did. Whose fault is it that you're tired and burnt out and you have no more pizza left to eat? So this is a good time to bring this lesson up as we, we're in spring. Things are starting to come up. We say yes to things. We say no to things. We're making plans. And plans are the easiest ways that you give away your pizza. I've had a friend recently who has been making plans and then canceling. She's canceled on the last 4 things. And I just want to say to her, stop giving away your pizza. Just say no. Don't tell me you're coming to brunch. Say you're not. Don't tell me you can make it here. Say you're not. Don't say that you're going to come to dinner. Say you can't. Say you're tired. Say you're busy. Go to bed at 7 p.m. You're tired. Go to bed. But what do? Yeah, I can make it to brunch 20 minutes before. Oh, I'm too tired. I can't make it. Yeah, I can come to your house to dinner. I'm sorry. My social battery can't make it. Just say no. Just say no. Keep your pizza. It's yours. It's yours to eat. You being fed is number one priority. You being hungry, tired, having no energy, burnt out is not serving anyone. You're not helping anyone. You're not helping yourself. You're not helping the people you think you're helping. So here I am reminding you to keep your pizza. Say no. Put your boundaries up. Remember, everything is a trade. And your pizza is your energy. What are you saying yes to? What are you saying no to? I want to talk about this week because a lot of things kind of triggered this lesson and it was on my podcast list and I was like, ooh, I gotta bring that pizza analogy. I like it. Every time I talk about it, I'm like, this is such a good lesson. And then that woman literally buying $90 worth of pizza and not having one slice blew me away. And she's just like, I know. She's like, I know. She's like, this really hit home for me. So I hope it really hit home for you. That's what I have for you this week, Middlers. If you need any of the links to register for a Reiki course, to register for this weekend's Mediumship practice circle, if you're interested in mentoring with me in the spring, there's still 2 spots left. I will leave all those links down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the podcast. I release new episodes every Wednesday. I would love a podcast rating and review. It's the greatest gift you could give to me as a podcast. But until next Wednesday, Middlers, when I see you in your ears, I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you keep all your pizza for yourself. Bye, everybody.